Oh, doing good. Yeah.
Doing good?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah. So, John and Carla, thank you so much for coming in today. I know I've read over your file a little bit, everything that you did let me know about. And I do have a couple of questions. Obviously, this is just introduction, just to see, just so we can build rapport, right? Just so we can get to know each other. So let's start from the beginning. How did you meet? And, like, I would like you to also identify the problem within your introduction.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I actually immigrated. So I wasn't born here in America. We met while John was vacationing in my home country. And we kind of hit it off and started spending a lot of time together on that vacation. And then eventually we moved in together, got married, had two kids. So yeah, that's us. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
And then I'm a computer tech.
Yeah, computer tech. And
Hmm.
so that's so nice. It's so nice to, that's a beautiful love story, right? Something you can always tell the kids. So I would like to know, like, from this beautiful love story, you remember everything that you went through and how you met. How did you end up getting to the issues that you're experiencing now? But what are the issues that you're experiencing now from your perspective?
Hmm. For sure. Yeah. So I think the biggest issues probably started after we had our first kid. Um, because yeah, I feel like we were a lot happier before. Not that we don't love our kids or anything. It's not that. It's just that I think after we had our first kid, there were a lot more um like nitpicking sort of things going on. And so I just feel like I'm getting asked to do a lot when I don't really feel like I have the time or the energy to do things after work. So that's been kind of hard for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, for me, like it's definitely like us like having kids. Like we had our first kid. It was really hard on both of us, like with our relationship. And then right when things were like starting to be okay again, we found out I was pregnant again with our second kid. And I mean, I'd like to be really positive about it, but I'm not because I feel like I don't really get help in the house. And he feels like I nag a lot, but I just feel like really overwhelmed. So we're kind of like at each other's throats with this. This is kind of where we're at, I guess. We just fight over like everything surrounding like the house and like the responsibilities. I don't think we're understanding each other very well.
Yeah. And I mean, that's perfect that you say, because that's going to segue into my next question, right? So, one thing that we negate as individuals coming into a relationship is that we have two different childhoods, right? We came from two different backgrounds. And so that's where I'm a really big fan of the Gottman theory. So it's basically where you communicate, right? You help each other understand, well, this is why I think like this, and this is why I react like this. And so it segues into the love map. So it's very important for both of you to get together and create a love map between one another, right? So with that being said, how do you feel like you communicate the conflict, or how do you feel like you come to an agreement or deal with the conflict?
Yeah, I feel like we never like fully deal with conflict. Um, I feel like I bring something up or he brings something up, and then like we just like we just fight, I guess. So it doesn't work. And he usually like leaves mid-argument.
Mhm.
So I don't feel like there's a lot of resolve.
Okay, so you don't feel like there's a lot of resolve. And John, how do you feel about what Clara's saying right
Yeah, I just don't think she understands like all the other things that I am doing. And so like she brings these things up and then I need some time to like breathe and like, think it out. But she just, even when like I leave, she's just trying to get a hold of me and keeps bringing it back up. And so I just don't really have the time I need to process things.
Okay. So are you hearing him? Like he's saying, and are you hearing her? Like it's both very valid points. When you have a conflict, it's important to understand, never invalidate someone's perspective of a situation, right? Have you ever communicated these perspectives to one another?
Mm, no,
Not
I
really.
don't think we like verbalized it like that.
Yeah, and that's a form of healthy and effective communication, to like let one another know, and it's all a part of the love map. Let one another know, well, hey, this is how I feel when you do this, or this is how I feel when you do this, right? So let's go. We're gonna fast forward because throughout our sessions we're gonna get deeper into the Gottman method theory, so we can have a broader, and come to a solution. But as of right now, we're just on the surface level of everything. So, do you feel like you're affectionate? Like after you have that conflict, do you feel like you isolate from one another, or do you feel like you can come back and be affectionate with one another? And how often are you affectionate with one another?
Well, we used to be really affectionate, um, but I don't think we're able to like switch gears from like fighting to like being affectionate personally.
Yeah, it's more like negativity than positivity at this point, honestly.
Okay. So would you say that, like on a scale of, I don't know, like let's do a ratio, right? So do you feel like the negativity is winning at this point opposed to the positive encounters?
For sure.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, and with that being said, that's just even more reason to enhance the positive encounters, right? So the goal is to get to the bottom line, the underlining issue as to why are we having so many negative encounters. So from John's perspective, it's like, he feels like the nagging. And from your perspective, Carla, it feels like, like I need help, right? And so how often do you as individuals take care of yourselves as individuals? Because it sounds like you have a lot going on. You're working, you have two kids, and both of you have two kids, obviously, but like you're both extremely busy. So how often do you take that time to take care of you?
Yeah, I feel like with like the resources that we have of just being two people, like I don't feel like I have a second to catch my breath. And like I would like probably say like he feels the same way, but like with different things. So I would say like I rarely get like TLC time. Like I don't like maybe like once every few weeks.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna so with that being said, at this moment, you are both being able to verbally communicate, right? You both heard things that, well, I didn't know he was thinking that. I didn't know she was thinking that, right? And you're obviously here for a reason. You both have a mutual interest to connect and keep it going. So that's great. So I am going to send you with some homework. Um, and that being like for you as individuals, John, like work together, right? Because this is about teamwork. Although John is at work and you're at home, it's important for the both of you to, how can I help? What can I do? Right? Like, so, and it's important for you to understand that your me time, that TLC, as you say, is extremely important. So if you could start small, 30 minutes, I just need to read a book, or I just need to soak in the tub. John, do you mind? Or I'm going to put the kids to bed. Can you just, or let's put the kids to bed together. I've done all this all day, because being a mom at home is a job, just like being like going and working, it's a job, right? And so you're both working an equal amount. And so you have to work with each other when it comes to being together to get that deep breath, right? And John, like, okay, hey babe, I just need a couple of minutes, right? I do see the bigger picture here. John, you communicate one way and you communicate another way, right, Carla? So it's important to understand each other's style of communication. So there's a reason that John is like, nah, I don't want to face the conflict. I'm good on it. And there's a reason that Carla is like, well, let's resolve it now. So as we get deeper in the sessions, we are going to cover that ground more and more, and get to know each other more and get comfortable to be able to face those conflicts. And I even want to assign a intervention, like a little boxing match, right? So we can just, a sensitive topic, let's communicate about it, and let's figure out an effective way to communicate what works for the both of you, right? But as of now, as I said, the session is wrapping up. So I do just want you to challenge each other to work together to get that personal time, starting small, even if it's 30 minutes. Next week, it's an hour each. Next week, it's, you know what I mean? And then you're just going to gradually work on it, right? Is that something that you feel like you can do?
Yeah, we could try and do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today, and I look forward to seeing you same time next week.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.